And so I went to Wyoming State Prison. My first day there, I threw up one of those big coffee urns of boiling water on a guy.
Do you think getting that taste of prison at such a young age helped you later on in life when you were in prison?
So I threw a whole bunch of rolls of toilet paper under the door. It was a real tall door. So I threw them all under there and lit them on fire.
Do you feel mentally sane in the moment? Like, what's going through your mind?
Man, Ian, I'll be honest with you, bro. It's like you become kind of like an animal in there.
Ben McChesney spent 25 years locked up, serving time in 14 different federal prisons. After pulling off one of the biggest gun heists in his state, he went on the run to Mexico, fought his own federal cases, and survived years inside one of the most dangerous prisons in America. This is one of the wildest prison stories you'll ever hear. Ben, welcome to Locked In, man. Thanks so much for coming out here today. Do you actually fly in from Montana? Is that where you still live now? Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever met anyone from Montana.
No? Yeah, Matt was like wondering, like, where is Montana? He's like, I'm a little geographically challenged.
Oh, I am too. People wrote me in the comments for it.
Yeah.
But I've heard of Billings, Montana.
Okay.
Is it cold out there right now?
It's getting chilly. It's starting to get chilly.
Is it ever warm in Montana?
Oh yeah, it's warm. It's hot. Montana has pretty much all 4 seasons.
Okay.
So you actually get a pretty good mix. It gets cold in the wintertime and snowy, but it's hot in the summertime. I mean, you can't go without AC. You're gonna be dying.
Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, I grew up in Montana. I mean, I grew up until I was about 10 years old in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and then we moved back to Montana. So.
Why'd you guys switch?
My dad worked for Texas Instruments, and so he fixed computer systems at the time, and so they just needed someone in the northwestern sector to fix computer systems.
So you had to hook up to those like $500 calculators they made you buy.
Yeah,
in high school?
he did a lot of like auto repair, like auto dealership computers. When we went to Florida, it's interesting because we were from Montana. We lived in Bozeman, Montana, right outside of Bozeman, a place called Three Forks. And when I was little, they transferred me to Florida, and we're a white family from Montana, and so we're getting closer to the address that we're moving to in Florida, and they told them we have a house for you and everything, and it's it's dark, and we're down in the hood. We were in a place called Lauderhill, which is a suburb of Fort Lauderdale, and there ain't no white people down there. I mean, it's and so everybody's looking at this Jeep Wagoneer full of this white family, looking like some Mormons, which we were. I was raised Mormon, and it was pretty interesting. They're like, who are these guys? And we're like, where are we at? And so we moved right into the hood. It was pretty interesting, and so it was a cool dynamic. We were like the only white family in a very large area, so it was pretty wild.
What was it like to be raised Mormon?
Not too bad. It's just, the Mormon religion. I mean, they're good people. I'm not a Mormon now. Nobody in my family is a Mormon. We're all what you consider Jack Mormons that have left the church. I have a good time sometimes with missionaries and whatnot. So, I lived in Mexico. I was on the run in Mexico. We can get to that, I lived down in central Mexico in the state of Guanajuato, and I lived in a little town called Yuriria, and there were Mormon missionaries, and so I would see them, and they spoke English. One of them was white, the other guy was had some kind of Spanish descent. I don't know what he was, when they'd see me, you'd see him, they'd be like, I'd be on my moto, and I'd see him, and I'd pull up like, hey, you guys, what's up, man? It was nice to talk to someone, that spoke fluent English and from the U.S. I'm like, man, what are you guys doing? And I'd be like, oh man, you see them hot chicks? They're not allowed to like look at anything that could be sin or, on their mission. And so, I'd kind of give them a hard time. I'd be like, man, did you guys know that Joseph Smith? And I'd start telling them, a lot of the history of the church, which